Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So as you can see, I'm in here in my kitchen doing some ironing, and I thought I would go ahead and just kind of catch you all up on everything that's been happening around here at the homestead and just kind of chat for a little bit. I've mentioned in the past how I find ironing to be a very calming and relaxing household chore. It's one of my favorites. So of course, last week was Thanksgiving, and because of my children's travel schedule, my daughter wasn't able to get a flight on Wednesday coming in, so she couldn't travel until Thursday. So we just pushed our Thanksgiving dinner back by a day and did everything on Friday. Wednesday, I made a great big batch of lasagna and then had that prepared so that on Thursday evening, when my two sons and their wives and the grandbabies were here, everyone could eat that. And I wouldn't have anything to do other than just pop it in the oven, or in this case, I made it in my slow cooker pan that's kind of like a lasagna pan. So it freed up the oven. I didn't have to worry about, taking up oven space on a day where I was going to be doing a whole lot of baking, because since our Thanksgiving meal was on Friday, Wednesday is my big day. It is the day that I do all of my casseroles and I make all of the desserts. And I do those the day prior because it takes away a lot of the need for, worrying about having 4 different casseroles that need to bake at different temperatures, different times, and all of that. And trying to coordinate that. Years ago, I used to try and do that, and it was always just, it was a hassle. And so I have found that, I can just make all of the casseroles the day prior. They can all bake at their appropriate temperatures. And then while the turkey is baking, I can do any kind of like final prep work that needs to be done. And then when the turkey comes out, we just cover it up with some bath towels or some blankets to keep it insulated. And then I just take all of those casseroles and pop them back into the oven. And while the turkey is resting, as it needs to do anyways, all of those casseroles can just heat back up and everything works great. But we had a great visit. It was lovely having, the whole family here. Of course, it can be a little stressful when you've got a whole lot of people in a very small space, but we make it work, and it was very nice having everyone there and having both of the granddaughters here and being able to play together and all of that. And of course, we did our family photo in the kitchen. We did one last year and went ahead and did it kind of the same way this year. And, it was really nice. Friends, I'm happy to be partnering with Sanctified Supply Company. They are the people who make all of those great Biblical Feast t-shirts that you often see me wearing, and several more of the shirts that I have. You can find the link to their website in the video description down below and check out all of the things that they make. And when you shop there, you can save 10% if you use my discount code Cornbread. Go check them out. So something else that has taken place in the last couple of weeks is we've had another addition to the household. This was definitely an unexpected one. You see, a few weeks ago, I was doing my least favorite chore almost least favorite chore of cleaning the litter box. And I told myself, I love Ava, our indoor cat, but when she dies, I don't ever want to have another indoor cat. because I hate cleaning the litter box. Then about, well, almost 2 weeks ago now, I woke up one morning and I had had a terrible dream. It was an awful dream. And it was one of those dreams that you wake up and you're going, what in the world? And in this dream, I dreamt that I had abandoned my cat. And it wasn't just any cat. It was the cat that I grew up with. He was my best friend. And I woke up and I was just so disoriented and just so, out of it. I had a moment of, did I do that? Why would I do that? Oh my goodness, I love that cat. Why would I do that? And then I kind of shook myself and brought myself to. I'm like, he died when I was in high school. What a weird dream. Well, as it so happens, later that day, I ran into town, was running my errands and all that. And I get a phone call from my son as I was on my way home, and I was almost home at the time. And he said, Mom, I think somebody dumped a kitten. And I said, really? Because he had just pulled into the driveway coming back from his school, and there was a young, not a kitten, but a juvenile cat in the driveway, and it was so hungry, it was eating chicken scratch. And my son went to pick him up, and when he did, the cat snarled and growled at him because he was desperately eating this basically birdseed that was laying there on the ground. He was so hungry. And of course, so my son picked him up and we brought him up to the house. We put him out in our workshop because, new animal, young animal, you don't want it running loose. I was sure that the other cats that we had out here would probably try and kill him. And, you don't know if he's sick or if he's got fleas or whatever. So we put him out there in the workshop. We keep a couple big animal crates on hand because you never know when you're going to need one when you have animals. And so we set him up in there with a litter box and blankets, and he had a heater just like our other outside cats do. And I went and got him some flea treatment, just because. Did all of that stuff. And Mr. Smith saw pictures of him. And then I had sent him a video because, of course, the grandbaby here, little Miss Bean, saw him and was just loving on him. Now, my other daughter-in-law, who lives in Tennessee, the one who helped me tremendously to find homes for all of those puppies that were dumped here last year, well, all but one. That's how we ended up with Ruby. She had offered to take the cat back to Tennessee with her when they came for Thanksgiving and find him a home. But Mr. Smith decided when he saw the video of little Miss Bean playing with the kitty and the kitty just loving on Bean that we were going to have to keep him. And I asked him, I'm like, is he going to be an inside cat or an outside cat? And he said, he's going to be an inside cat. I'm like, all right. So we have another cat, and his name is Otis. So last week we went ahead and we took him and had him neutered. They went ahead and gave him his dewormer and all of his shots and all of that. I had him tested for feline leukemia and all the things. And then when we brought him home from the vet, that's when he came on into the house. And, you know, for a few days, we actually kept him in the little bitty bathroom so that he could rest from his surgery and recover and all of that. And so that the other animals could get accustomed to the idea of another cat in the house, and he could get accustomed to the idea of all the other animals that we have in the house. And we started bringing him out for short periods of time here and there. Like when I'm in the kitchen cooking, he would just come in and lay on his little bed and just watch me, just calm, relaxed, and just completely chill. So a couple days ago, we started letting him out, letting him have free roam of the house and go wherever he wants to. And he's been doing really great. And surprisingly, it seems the dogs are his best friends. He immediately took to Ruby, our coon hound that got dumped here last year with that group of puppies. And since then, I've also seen him sleeping alongside of Duke and with Shotzi. So he is not at all afraid of the dogs. Now he does try to play with Ava, but she's having none of that at this point. Hopefully they get along and become best friends.